Hi, I'm Angel Bonch here at InfoComm 2026, and we're at the Analog Way booth, and we're discussing color matching on analog way switchers. And analog way switchers are the only switchers in the industry that have LUTs, and that's a lookup table. Think about a lookup table as a parametric EQ for audio. And so what we're showing here is the workflow that these analog way switchers allow you to do through these LUT features. And so one thing that I'm showing here today is also we're showing CalMan. CalMan for Business. We have CalMan as a color calibration software, and we have an analog way specific 3D LUT calibration workflow. And the reason this matters is I'm going to show you over here. These monitors are uncalibrated from factory. They come at about 9,000 Kelvin, and so they're kind of cool, cool to the eye. And so what we wanted to do is our director told us he wanted them at 5,500, which is usually in video what we want, in the 5,500 range, 5,000 range. It depends on the production. So immediately I ran this workflow. I created a LUT with our calorimeter, and I have a pattern generator back here, Portrait G1. So we have a pattern generator going through the switcher out to the monitor, and then we're reading it with our colorimeter here, and that's what builds the LUT. So anyway, so we take that LUT and now we load it into the Aquilon, and let me show you that here real quick as well. And so you'll see here when we turn on this LUT, the LUT immediately, within milliseconds, loads in. So you see the middle monitor. You can see now, let me pause it. You can see how the different color calibration in the monitors. So now I'm going ahead and calibrate all the monitors in real time. They go ahead and calibrate themselves. We're just triggering this with a Stream Deck. So the next thing we want to do is show you how powerful the LUTing technology is on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a scene here, and I'm going to go ahead and pause it. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this red and turn it into magenta, but only that magenta. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the show. And so you notice her lips here, and we're just going to load the LUT. And so you notice how we're able to just color replace. Where this matters is, say, in auto shows, anywhere where you need to grab a color. This is a very wild rendition of what we could do, but it could just be changing a Ferrari red from maybe a little bit more cherry to a little bit more Ferrari red, for example. That's more of what we have. So the technology we use for that is we're using Pomfret Live Grade. And here we are. This is Pomfret Live Grade right here, right? And so what we're going to do is we have a LUT structure, or a node structure. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to see her lips here. I know we got to come in. I want to show you what a LUT looks like. This is what a LUT looks like. This is a mathematical formula of what a LUT looks like. So this is the LUT we created with CalMan. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. We can put that in the node structure. You see immediately how the LUT changes, right? And so now we're going to actually put the LUT that we calibrated the monitor. This is what the LUT looks like for the monitor to be calibrated. And then on top of that, we're going to turn on this node. And what I've done is I've changed her lips. Now notice what happens if you have that in frame. See what happens to the LUT over here, and see I can actually change the color of her lips as I move this. Sorry about this dialogue here. There you go. So as I move this around, I can change the color of her lips from green to red, and as you notice here, the LUT's changing. So that's cool. That LUT, we use a .cube LUT, 33 by 33. And it can be loaded into the LUT channels in here. So if you can see here, as we did the color replace, you see how the node's on, and we're able to color replace right away. So it's a very powerful function, and it's the only switcher in the industry that has this feature. We've used it, for example, in cinema, broadcast, geospatial, medical, what else we have? Digital signage, of course. And so the last thing that I'm going to say is we just did a cinema show where we were able to not only color calibrate the wall to a standard, which was sRGB, and then we allowed each DP and director to come in and color grade their segment of the wall, which is huge. So think about color grading as a colorist in a cinema, and being able to color calibrate the wall on show site. It's huge. It's huge to be able to do that from a switcher, and that's what we're showing here. And hopefully that if you guys are interested, please contact Analog Way. My name is Angel Bonch with Red Rock Ops. And also, if you want some color training, I'll show you this slide. We have a certification page where we actually teach this. We want to be able to teach everybody how to do this. It doesn't have to be a gate-kept technology or gate kept, methodology of doing color. And one of the things that I love about Analog Way is that they've had this in the system for years now. And it's not only the RS series or C-Mini, which is their higher end, also the lower series of Analog Way switches have one LUT in them, but you can do a lot with that. So it's not only for input and output. So one last thing I'll say, I'm sorry, I said that last time. One other thing is, usually to have one LUT box, there's a couple of LUT boxes out there that are really good, but are about $3,000 a piece. Now this, with two LUTs on the input, 2 LUTs on the output, a fully loaded RS6 has 104 LUT paths. Usually if I had to buy one of those LUT boxes, about $3,000. Now one thing is, you have to break down the connection to SDI only on that LUT box, and it goes down to 422, and it goes down to 8-bit. 8-bit means banding. Here, we have 0 latency, it's built into the processor. We can do LUTs from DP to HDMI to SDI on both sides, connectors. The other thing we can do is at 12-bit, 444, so no banding. So it's huge. I mean, the amount of processing power that's in here is tremendous, and I don't work for Analog Way, but I'm a real advocate because I've used these tools, and I've been in the business of 35 years, and I haven't seen something that's this industry changing in a long time, and it's kind of a kept secret until hopefully you guys see this and come ask us about it. All right, so my name's Angel Bonch, I'm at InfoComm, and we were talking about color calibration. Thank you so much.